In this video, we'll be telling the story of two identical twin brothers that were allegedly
we in Jacksonville. You know what's going down in Jacksonville, bro.
Responsible for numerous shootings throughout Jacksonville, including the crazy broad daylight murder of a hitman that allegedly killed 3 people from their hood. Paperboy 5X, real name Alan Bass, and Mr. CEO 5X, real name Alex Bass, are two identical twins from Jacksonville, Florida. They are from a hood in Jacksonville called Grand Park. Grand Park has numerous gangs/sets that reside within there, with the most notable one being Head First, going by the acronym HFE. Grand Park has beef with other hoods such as 1200 and Flag Street. Not much is publicly known about the twins' upbringing, but they jumped into the streets at young ages and picked up hefty rap sheets. With the rise in popularity of drill music, they would both start rapping, and in their music, they would brag about the numerous shootings they were allegedly responsible for. As is common with many gang members, the death of a close friend would cause them to take their gangster lifestyle to a whole new level.
Ace Cho.
On August 12, 2019, 3 men named Von 5, Ace Cho, and Fredo Rockout were sitting in a parked vehicle on 1620 West 5th Street when they were shot. All 3 victims were transported to UF Health, where Ace Cho would be pronounced dead at just 17 years old. The other 2 survived their injuries. Crime scene detectives recovered 7.62 shell casings from the scene. Von 5 was interviewed by the police and told them that he was set up by a female he had never met before. He said he was communicating with the female over Instagram and they agreed to meet up at the location. Shortly after acknowledging his arrival at the determined location over his Instagram account to the female, 2 male suspects began shooting into his vehicle from a vacant lot directly across from his location. The unknown female was identified and subsequently arrested. She admitted to participating in luring Vaughn to the location to be shot, and she gave up the—
That's when y'all fucked up at, twin. If you know you got Opps or whatever, and you talking to her on Instagram that live in your city, twin, and you link with her fast as a bitch. If she trying to link up with you first, it's a setup, bro. And then if she do it too quick, it's a setup, gang.
name of one of the shooters. The shooter was a 1200 member named Joey. Joey is actually the blood brother of a 1200 member named Spaz that was killed a year prior to this. The police searched Joey's phone and found text messages of him admitting to trying to kill Vaughn and his friends because Vaughn had been dissing his brother Spaz. While searching his text messages, the police were able to find the second shooter. The second shooter was a member of 1200 named Creep. All 3 are currently locked up. Creep was found guilty and sentenced to life in prison. Joey took a plea deal and was sentenced to 15 years in prison. Ace Cho was close friends to both of the twins. The set Cho Way was created to honor his memory. Losing Ace Cho devastated the twins and made them seek retribution for him, particularly against members of 1200. They started to diss deceased members of 1200 in their songs and made public threats against them on social media.
You jumped on that Ohio, get in jail. 30 died, you didn't get back, nigga. You jumped on my homeboy, you get back. Caesar died, you didn't get back. Caesar died, you jumped.
Y'all be grown ass men on the phone, on Instagram Live for free, arguing like this, yelling at the phone, back and forth about bullshit. How do y'all do, gang? How do y'all do that shit? How do y'all do it, bro?
Caesar died on that nigga. Caesar died on free go that.
They do it for a long.
Additionally, the twins stated
and y'all see
in
how long they be doing it for? They be doing it for 10 minutes to 20 minutes, bro. Go on TikTok Live so they can give y'all at least make $10 for arguing at each other on damn live. Shit, at least.
Of their songs that they would slide for Ace Cho and kill anyone that disrespects him.
Speaking on Ace Cho, ambulance gon' Tujo, no, gon' kill him.
Funeral show, oh shit.
As you just saw, the twins were eager to kill a member of 1200 to avenge Ace Cho. The death of a 1200 member would give them an opportunity to strike. On September 2nd, 2020, a member of 1200 named Leaky was shot and killed. Leaky was one of the most beloved members of 1200 because he was allegedly one of their main killers. About 2 weeks later, Leaky's funeral was held, and as expected, numerous 1200 members were in attendance. The twins would get wind of this, load up their guns, and speed to the location. They were with another Jacksonville rapper / gang member named Dolo that also has beef with 1200. They arrived at the address on 2nd Street and spotted two—
Ain't Dolo, he used to be with K Shorty and them. I wonder how long he got.
1200 members in a dark sedan outside the venue. They then allegedly proceeded to shoot the car up. Fortunately, none of the shots struck the intended victims. Officers quickly arrived, so the twins and Dolo fled the scene. They were running through the backyards of random houses while holding their guns in their hands. They eventually were able to find an unlocked white van and they tried to hide inside it. However, a witness saw them and reported them to the police. The police followed through with the tip and arrested Dolo and the twins. All three of them confessed to possessing the firearms they were caught with, but they all denied firing their weapons. Luckily for them, none of them were charged with attempted murder for this incident or any other charge related to shooting at another person. The police did not have any evidence to charge anyone with the shooting, despite there being a shot-up sedan on the scene. However, all three were charged with armed trespassing, and the twins were each charged with being felons in possession of a firearm. They would be locked up for a while, but were eventually released.
Was with other documented gang members and associates on September 2nd of 2020. In that car, Malik Beals was murdered in a shooting.
I didn't know
the defendant was also in that car. Following that event, on September 15th, 2020, a funeral was held for Malik Beals. At that funeral, Deshaun Williams, Marquez Johnson, and Xavier Mitchell, who you all heard about and saw in videos, were all together, and they were targeted by members of the rival gang. 3 rival gang members were arrested: Alex and Alan Bass and Keon Newkirk, who goes by Dolo,
The twins would go on to allegedly kill one of the most known hitmen in Jacksonville in a crazy broad daylight assassination.
Moby.
By January of 2023, a known hitman in Jacksonville's name was ringing bells throughout the streets, particularly in the Grand Park neighborhood. An alleged killer from the hood Flag Street named Moby, renamed Dominique Boatwright, had allegedly killed 3 people from Grand Park within a 10-month span. According to Talk in the Streets, Moby was rumored to have killed 3 members of Head First named Fat Sherm, Pac, and Butta. Butta was shot in December of 2022, but would pass away from injuries sustained during the shooting in June of 2023. One day, the twins would get his location and allegedly take it upon themselves to take him out for their hood. On January 19, 2023, around 10 a.m., Moby was sitting in his car in the parking lot of a window tinting business on Emerson Street with a woman. As they were sitting in the car, the twins pulled up with one other person, and they were riding in a gold 4-door sedan. All 3 were wearing masks and were armed. Once they spotted Moby, all 3 ran up to his car and fired shots into the vehicle. All 3 shooters then fled back to the car. Both Moby and the woman were hit. They proceeded to limp into the tent shop, attempting to take shelter. CEO allegedly saw Moby moving and proceeded to chase after him into the shop. Once he caught up to Moby, CEO stood over him and shot him repeatedly at point-blank range. Once he was done, CEO ran back to the car, and the 3 of them fled the scene. Officers arrived and pronounced Moby dead on the scene. The whole shooting was caught on the tent shop's surveillance cameras. The way the crime was committed left a huge trail of evidence, quickly leading to arrests. Not long after the murder, the twins were arrested. Despite both being arrested, surprisingly at first, only Paperboy was charged with Moby's murder. After scanning the license plate of the car used in the shooting, police discovered that the car belonged to the twins' mother, and Paperboy had been arrested in that car in a previous incident. Additional investigation revealed surveillance video from earlier in the day showing Paperboy getting out of the suspect vehicle in the same clothing he wore during the shooting incident, and his cell site.
Y'all niggas be dumb, bro. You telling me you gonna wear the clothes that you took pictures in or whatever you done did and you gonna commit it for the murder? You gonna, like, twin, how? Do y'all think the police cannot track that? Come on, man.
Evidence placed him at the scene of the crime during the shooting. Additionally, one of the firearms used during the crime was later recovered, and digital evidence tied Paperboy to the firearm. Police
It's like, go to Dollar Tree, go to Walmart or something. Go get some fucked up clothes. Go get some cheap ass clothes. Change. Do what you finna go do. And then you wouldn't get caught. Probably. Shit, I don't know. At least do that. But y'all gonna use the same clothes that y'all took pictures in and did this and like, come on, bro. How stupid could y'all be?
searched through Paperboy's phone and found out that he was messaged on Instagram by a guy believed to be Butta's best friend 2 days after Butta was allegedly shot by Moby. The guy asked Paperboy to send him his phone number, and Paperboy gave it to him. Investigators then saw that they had a 6-minute phone conversation right after they exchanged numbers. Then, on the day of Moby's murder, the two exchanged 5 phone calls and 1 text message between 9:41 a.m. and 10:20 a.m., ending 1 minute before the shooting. Then, right after the shooting, they exchanged 4 phone calls and 5 text messages. Prosecutors believe that these phone records show that Paperboy was in direct communication with a person who would have a motive to kill Moby in a retaliation murder both right before and right after the murder of Moby. Due to the fact that identical twins have the same DNA, and, unlike Paperboy, CEO didn't bring his phone to the murder, the police had much more trouble charging him, but they were eventually able to. CEO was released for a short period but was rearrested. CEO was officially charged with this murder over 2 years later in 2025. In the meantime, Paperboy was put on trial in November of 2025. He was found guilty of first-degree murder, attempted second-degree murder, and possession of a firearm by a convicted felon. He was sentenced to life in prison. CEO is currently locked up awaiting his trial. He is also facing life in prison. Police found a black ski mask when they searched the twins' car. The mask contained the twins' DNA. Since the twins have the same DNA, the police can't identify which one wore it. This may help CEO in his trial, but the odds of him beating the case still seem slim. Man, this was a crazy story.
It's like the same shit be going on, twin. It's like niggas don't know how to be a smart criminal. Niggas don't know how to do this. Niggas don't know how to do that. So then when they get life in prison, they want to say free me. Niggas ratting on me, this and that. There ain't nobody rat on y'all, bro. Y'all snitched on y'all self. Then y'all rapped about it. Used the same clothes, y'all. Just dumb shit.